no file returns yako
wachire ku file returns chao
mara wa file chi returns
ndirenda uririkane ku file niguo tikagie penalty uguo file umuthi
File returns by the way.
Magansho like file and returns.
Atirere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yako.
Wachire ku file returns chao.
Mara wa file chi returns.
Ndirenda uririkane ku file niguo tikagie penalty. Uguo file umuthi.
Tumchangamkie bana ni nugget. So tuta clap 1 2 3 1 2 1 sindio 1 1 2 3 kwani amradi bana mmekunywa chai kweli ai itabidi tutumie tu like 10 minutes and then you guys are served some tea, sindio? Aya. Changamkeni. Maua, kabisa, maua. 1 2 3. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Lou. Good morning, teacher and students from Baricho High School. Wow, it's wonderful to have you here. My name is Leon, as my colleague has mentioned. Please feel welcome here at the Kenya Revenue Authority at our headquarters in TimesTower. Maybe just a short brief. You know very well, Kenya Revenue Authority, sole agency. And we have responsibilities in terms of we assess, collect and account for all revenues, but we are guided with the laws. So besides our main mandate, we have various initiatives around our mission of mobilizing taxes and facilitating various economic activities to ensure compliance and customs laws. So we are keen on increasing tax awareness. And in line with that, you will find that we have tax education embedded in the tax curricula. I'm sure some of you maybe in high school, you're learning business studies. Yeah, where it's a topic on taxation, right? So for the other levels, you'll find there are various subjects where you have tax literacy, dimensions on taxation. So for those who are not maybe students in business, there is the opportunity of learning about taxation as an extracurricular activity. I believe your tax club, that's wonderful. Have an active chair, the secretary, all that is in place, and the lead patron, of course. So with that, we ensure, or rather we'd like to see the club is active with various activities that are calendarized, where you have basic lessons in taxation. You also have in addition to that, your club activities probably also build awareness amongst yourselves and even targeting how your surrounding environment. This could be through poems, songs, artworks, very many things that you can do in your club. And all this to become compliant in the future. Yeah. With all these small steps, you actually become more positive towards paying taxes. It would be a shocker when you come to the job market. You're being told you're expecting this kind of a salary, maybe 100,000, and you're seeing on your 70,000. So you're aware taxation is high, and slowly your perception towards taxation is more versed in how to practice your tax obligations. Your tax obligations, that is in how to file returns and even how to question and see how your taxes are working out there for you. So the possibilities are huge. On that note, since the school is very active, I'm sure we'll engage with your patrons and teachers and even the students as we interact. I'd like to welcome you again to Kenya Revenue Authority. On that note, let me introduce our team in marketing and communication. First of all, we have Margaret Gashina, if you could read the students. Yes, we also have our TV crew from marketing, Hezekiel, Shomba, Banis. Behind the camera over there, we have Josephine and Judy. Thank you, thank you. So once again, welcome. And on this note, let me allow one of you teachers to maybe do your opening remarks. Karibuni.
Madam Manager, Lydia, and all protocols observed. Good morning. My name is Madam Jacqueline Jerry. I'm glad that for the first time, my tax club has made it to Nairobi, TimesTower. I am the patron of Tax Club. Just a brief introduction. I would like to introduce my co-patron and the teacher who assisted, who joined us. Then I would also like the officials to stand up. Officials, stand up. Come over. So Baricho High School is a national school. Join us, madam. Is a national school in Kirinyaga County. We were able to hear about tax class some time back before COVID, and we started off through the Nyeri office. We got our first kind of introduction to what Tax Club is all about and the activities. We were trained by some members of Nyeri office. And then after that, COVID came. And therefore, we have been kind of dormant. And now after COVID, post-COVID, that is when now we organized this. And we believe that these people know why they are in this club. Otherwise, we are glad that you've given us such a warm welcome. We didn't know that it would be this good. We have already started enjoying the air around this place and the warm welcome. So thank you very much. Let me give them the mic to introduce themselves.
Good morning. All protocols observed. I am Wainaina Joroge. I'm really grateful to be here. Even for the warm welcome, it's beyond our expectation. We feel appreciated, and at least for us to feel that our government really takes care of us and not only paying taxes. Thanks a lot.
Good morning. Okay, I'm thankful to be in this place. Much has been said, and so I'm so much expecting. I'm expectant as we talk.
So thank you. Just your name and your post.
Good morning. I'm Joshua Ken, the Tax Club Chair, Baricho High School. Hello guys, I'm Beni Kangangi, the Vice Chairman of Tax Club Baricho.
Morning. Charles Mwangi, Treasurer.
One Baricho clap. So thank you very much. You may get seated. Our secretary is not in school because of a particular reason, personal reason. He was not able to join us. So that is whom we are, and we are happy to be here. There is something we call Baricho claps. So when Madam said 3, 2, 1, you have learned something new, right? So thank you very much and God bless you. We are ready to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Without much delay, we have a program of a number of sessions you're going to be taken through. For starters, we'll have a career talk, sensitization on our national values. Then you'll also be given an overview of the Kenya Revenue Authorities, and then we engage and have a question and answer session before we have closing remarks and we share some few refreshments together. So on that note, let me welcome our first who will give you a career talk from Human Resource Department, Mr. Eston Clever. Please welcome him.
Yes, Madam doesn't know how to spell my name. My name is Tony Cleaver. I have my team here. Come, the two ladies at the fine. Come fast. I want them to introduce themselves and tell you what they do in KRA. And that will be the beginning of the career talk. And I will give them 1 minute to say something. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Betty. I'm an intern in the HR division. Welcome to KRA TimesTower.
I want you to tell them where you want to school, where you have graduated, which course you've done. That is actually why I brought you here.
Like I'm giving you too much information, but okay. I did a degree in...
Where did you go?
Relax. High school. High school in Bali. I was in Pangani Girls. Then I went to Jomo Kenyatta University. I did human resource management. I am currently doing a certification for human resource in the same university, but I'm doing my internship here in HR, and I hope you consider doing human resources. Si ngumu sana, it's kama engineering. Plus it's fun, and you get to meet a lot of people, like I'm meeting you today. So enjoy today, learn a lot, and mkirudi salimianeni. Okay? You have a nice day.
Can you clap for her? Yes.
Good morning. My name is Asega Beverly. I went to Butere Girls University. I went at KCA. I also pursued HR like Betty. And I'm an intern here. Kizungu ni mingi huku leo lakini mtabidi mkop tu. Apparently what I can tell you guys is always have just discipline and be passionate in whatever you want to pursue. Huku nje iko tu venye iko. Work hard manze. Just work hard. Work hard. Oh my God.
Yes. Are you able to see them now?
Oh God.
These are two powerful ladies from Human Resource Training Division, Training Unit. Continue.
I'm done. Yeah, that's all I can tell you. Mjikaze. Si rahisi venye mnadhani. Ni kubad. That's all I can tell you. But msiogope. Msiogopa. God anakuanga amealign kila kitu hivi. So you just do your part, let God do the other part. Huku nje kuna opportunities. Usiwahi hakuna opportunities. Just you to grab it and be passionate whatever you want to do. Kitaka kuimba, make sure una excel kwa hiyo kenye unataka. Just follow whatever your heart is telling you to do. But most importantly, kuwa na discipline. imeisha bila discipline, mavijana, mabrathe, uongo. Hiyo ni ndakuwa na wadanganya mbaya.
Can you clap for them? No, they cannot go, but you can sit here. I want you to listen to what we want to talk about here. Yes. Good morning once again. My name is Aitoni Cleaver. The best I can tell you is that I work here in the Human Resource Department, Training and Development. Human Resource alone has different units. So if you do human resource, you can work as a trainer, you can work as labor relations, you can work in benefits and compensation, you can work in HR planning, you can work in recruitment and resourcing, and many others. So what you need to do as young people, you are averagely between the age of 13, around 14, sindio? Kuna 13 hapa kweli? Carry up your hand if you are 13. 14? 14 iko? Beba mkono juu tu. 18? Yeah, they are 18, I know.
Uguo faira umundi.
Fail returns, by the way.
Makansho like file and returns.
Atirere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Isa file returns. Podi. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yako.
Watire kwa file returns chao.
Mara wa file returns.
Ndirenda udidikane ku file ni woti kagia penalty. Uguo file umundi.
You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest in what you do and what you say around. Is that okay? After that, you must work hard. Are we together? You must do what? You must work hard because nothing comes on a silver plate. Me, I always tell people, anything I have with myself is through hard work. So if you think there is some miracles which will come from up there to help you pass exams, no. If you think you can buy fake exams outside there and help you pass national exams, no. Fail and pass. And you go to university. There are cases where I see people have stolen exams, they have gone to university, somebody has got A, and this person has been admitted to do engineering or medicine. And they can't cope. By the first week, they are already thinking of going to do any general course. Have you seen that? Those cases are there. Why? Because you stole exams. You cannot defend yourself. Everybody is asking questions. I know my nephew who was called to do medicine. Within the first semester, this guy went back to do psychology. And I was like, what is happening with this young man? Then he tells me that is my passion. And I say, okay, if that is your passion, please go ahead. But me, I don't see how a student who has got an A can go back to do psychology. I didn't understand. But later I got to understand what was happening. These are people who sneaked into the university. So, can you defend yourself beyond high school? So discipline, being honest means study. You have to identify your strength, examine yourself, know which areas you are good in, put a lot of effort in the areas you are good in. For example, if you want to be a mechanical engineer or any engineering course, you know, you have to make sure that all sciences you get an A. Is that not so? So you must put a lot of strength in that. But I'm not telling you to ignore the rest. For you to do medicine, for you to mean grade of almost an A. So, as you put a lot of effort in, you must ensure that you don't leave the other subjects behind. You need to be like, you are on a level where you are almost good in everything. When you are good in everything, you just choose what you want to do. Is that not so? Nobody dictates you. It's you to tell them. Me, I think I need to do engineering. Me, I think I need to do medicine. With what I have, you can get into any course. If you have a mean grade A, and you have like A in everything, see when you're unachagua? Yes. From the word go, you will dictate where you want to go. Some of us were thrown into courses we didn't want. You can just clap for them. So you reflect on your motivation. What motivates you to study? What do you really want? And you reflect on that. Again, you have to look at yourself in depth. And sports is not bad, but there is also where you reach with them. But it also depends what you want for yourself. After all, people have succeeded in sports, in core curriculum. If you feel that class, leave those other things behind. People have made life with them. Is that okay? Yes, but to me, I believe you are not a dwarf. Is it? National school is somebody who is able to go to the university. By the fact that you're in a national school, your one leg is already in the university. It is you now to either make it or pull it out. Tunaelewana hapo? Wakati tulikuwa tunasoma ukisaenda national school, we don't doubt you unless uliiba mtihani. So work hard, be honest, explore and examine yourself, your strength. If your strength is in sciences, make sure you get everything A. If your strength is in business courses, make sure you get what we call the cluster to help you do BCom or economics, if that is your interest. Are we together? There is a lot in business. If you do a business course, you will do things like accounting, human resources, management. Business has almost everything. Business has almost everything. That is when you will come and do things like customs. You will do things like tax administration. After you've done the BCom, you're now ready to specialize. You can decide that I want to do tax in my life. Then you come to our college, KESRA, Kenya College of Tax Administration, and maybe do tax administration. Or even in consultancy firms like Deloitte, Pricewaterhouse, Ernst & Young. If you don't know them, go and Google. If you don't know, go and Google and learn about these things, because this is your time to get exposed. Another thing before I forget is think about your long-term goals. Then align them to your studies. Are we studies? It means that you will try to ensure that when you are choosing your courses in the university, you choose on the courses you want to do, and you work on the subjects which will help you to do that course. That is when you are aligning yourself with what you want in the long run. Are we together? Yes. Another thing you need to do is take a different self-assessment. And now you know. How many are in Form 4? Quite a good number. At this particular time, you should be knowing what you really want after Form 4. And once you know, you must work towards it. Don't wait for these teachers. You know 70% is yours. Teachers only give 30%. So if you don't put much effort, you might end up not succeeding. So you give your 70%. Let the teachers do their 30%. Are we? By this remaining time, I think you have almost 2 terms to go. What can I do? Then that is when we, like us, what we did is that you realize you're weak. You come up with the working groups, small groups of 5. You create your time for studies. On weekends, when you are relaxing, you go and make your discussions. That will pull you in areas where you are still not very good. So you look at areas where you want to be, and that will help you pull on the subjects which are still down. Are we together? Yes. So because this is what is going to help you, you want to be an engineer, I need to do well in sciences. As at now, I'm not doing very well. I'm still at B- in all these sciences. What do I need to do? I want to put more effort in these areas. Then you come up with working groups and you say, sisi tunataka tuku, discussion itakuwa tu hii sciences. So you will be meeting maybe once a week and doing your revision, unauliza swali penye hukusikia, and then you shape up your marks, your cluster. When you do your exams, you will be ready to go. Tunaelewana hapo? Yes, masomo ni kujipanga ndugu yangu. And you only need to be smart. You don't need to struggle so much. You need only to be smart. Be disciplined on time. From this time to this time, I should be doing this. Disturb these teachers. Disturb them. Call them all upon. Penye muelewi, mwalimu hii inafanywa nini? Mwalimu hii inafanywa aje? Mimi sielewi hii. Then this will help you shape your cluster. And you will be exams, and you wanted to do law, and you've got law. You will be very happy. And you will be very passionate as you do your course. If you wanted to do BCom, and at the end of the day you have been called to do that BCom, you will be very passionate, and you will do it, and you will succeed in that area. Tunaelewana? It has started when you entered into Form 4. It is your time to shape your destiny. And if you want to shape your destiny, you have to do your self-assessment. You have to prioritize what is important. Leave what is not important behind. Tunaelewana? Wajana na maneno mingi. Wewe soma kitabu, ongea na kitabu na walimu. Hiyo tu. Hii maneno ya kuenda nyuma ya choo ufanye hii kidogo haitakusaidia. Once you have gone to the university, you'll be free man to do anything you want. Tunaelewana hapo? Sahi, you only need to talk with your books and talk to your teachers. After that, you will be an adult. You will be able to make decisions. Most of you people get into university after 18. So at that particular time, ukitaka kuvuruta sugara, vuruta tuko. Hata siyo nyuma ya choo. You will be doing it openly. Sindio? Because you will be over 18, if that is what you fancy. But me, I can only tell you as students, say no to drugs. Say no to? Another thing is to explore different industries. Explore. Look at the computer. What is there in computer sector? What is there in business sector? What is there in tourism sector? What is there in engineering sector for you? You explore. Tunaelewana? So that you, when you're making decision to pick on the courses you want to do after Form 4, you know what you want to do. Tunaelewana? So another thing is seek out professional resources. Ongea na watu, wale watu wamesha soma. Talk to them. Talk to your teachers. Your brothers and sisters who are already out there. They will talk to you about what is available in the market. Are we together? Yes. And explore career options on your list. Explore career options on your list. What do you really want to do? What do you really want to do? Above all, what you must know is that, maybe I can say it, that there is two subjects. And these two subjects, we don't have options about them. And that is math and English. Whether you like it, you don't like it, if you don't make it an A, you have an issue. Not getting math an A can deny you doing engineering course which you wanted to do. Not getting an A in English can deny you an opportunity to do a course you wanted to do. Are we together? Are we together? So, there is no option. You'll remain. So now, I was doing
Umefile returns by the way.
Makanisho like file and returns.
Atirere. Mufile returns shanyusha KRA.
Isa file returns. Podi. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yako.
Watire kwa file returns chao.
How many are in Form 3? You have even a lot of time to reorganize yourself if you are not doing well. Is that not so? You have to so start if you are getting an E, you an A student. Are we together? Is there? You now, hata sasa, I don't know what to say. The kind of exposure you are getting, look at this from first, they are getting this exposure now. And you are getting this information when you are in Form 1. Why can't you use it towards your betterment? Make sure that by the time you are in Form 4, Form 3, you are already decided, you know what you want for yourself. As you see, ignorance is normally lack of information, but you have information. So by the time you are finishing Form 1, everything is at your fingertips. You are ready to go. You can even advise somebody now that now you see hii maneno ya madhafu lazima tujikaze tu. And don't leave this. You want to pass maths, go to anybody who is able to help you understand. Watu wanafunza differently. Are we together? People know that they don't know. They know, but delivery is different. So a fellow colleague can even teach you what you were not able to understand in class and make you understand. Are we together? There's nobody. Nobody. You have equal opportunity because you are in the same school, taught by the same teachers. Why is somebody getting an A and you are getting an E? Why? Opportunity in your hands. Plan your life, work hard, discipline, make it number 1. Tunaelewana? Talk to your parents and let your parents and listen to them. Don't be some. If you want something like it with them, if you want extra coaching during holidays, you talk to your parents. To your parents. Those things have helped some people. There's a friend of mine who was in Kakamega High School when we were in school, and he used to live in Nairobi. So he used to render this extra coaching. Kuna zingine ya Strathmore, kuna ingine ya Starehe, wapi. And there are students from together. Borrow. You assess yourself. Where are you when you are together? Because you will be taught together, so you will assess yourself. Where am I? Am I? So those are the things which will motivate you to work harder. So if you need that and you are in Nairobi, talk to your parents. Those kind of things. You must be a child who can talk to their parents and their sisters and brothers just to better your. You also must them at a good level. Tunaelewana? Otherwise, as I talk to you, the ball is in your court. You have to plan your studies well. You have to explore the options which are going to school. The career guideline. I don't know whether it's still there. That those books early. Let them see the courses which are available in the university and what you need to have. Me, what helped me is that I borrowed one from my elder sisters who had already gone. So I was looking at them and say, okay, BCom, this is what I need. I need this, I need this. Then you work towards it. And where is it done? It's done in Nairobi University, it's done in Moi University, it's done in Egerton University. You see, you have to know all those options. So once you know, you will work towards it. So early exposure is one of the best things. And then you remain working hard. And then you align your objective. As a student, your objective is to pass exams. The rest are secondary. So the rest are secondary. Tunaelewana? So with those few remarks, maybe questions from you. Questions. Anything you would want to ask about career? You must have questions, bana. Ama mimi ni mwalimu mzuri. Or somebody who can give us a comment about the whole thing. Come. I want you to talk to these people.
I was having a question. Right now, we have talked about the core values, the discipline, honesty, working hard, and then you have talked about putting much effort. So my question is, in the school, as in the routine that we have, the effort that you apply, sometimes you feel that it is not enough because the times that you have that effort, but according to you, it is not paying the results that you expect. So when you talk about putting that effort, what do you mean? Yeah.
Betty, have you got the question? I want Betty to come and answer this question. Just talk about it. Just let her understand.
Okay, we were sharing about the core values to success, and he has talked about discipline, working, discipline, honesty, and putting much effort. But at some times when you put this effort and you have the other values, you feel that it is not paying as far as the results are concerned. Yeah.
So your query is you apply.
Speak up.
You apply yourself, and then you don't feel like the effort is paying. I won't lie, that happens even to us. We work, and then at some point you're applying everything, and then you feel like hii effort haikusaidii. There's no shortcut around that. You can't say that you'll apply yourself less. You'll have to apply yourself throughout and just work with it. You go along with your effort, and at some point somebody will notice you. Because with the, for example, as an example, when you're applying for internship or attachment here, we do it online. There's no physicality of it. So there's no shortcut around it. You have to apply, and then you have to keep on checking all through until you find that you've been selected. That's effort. And then when in regards to school, shule ilikuwa kitambo. Unasoma, unafika point, unaona ni kama hakuna kitu unafanya na hiyo masomo, haikusaidii. Some of it will not help you in the future, but most of it will, because when you look in life, most of, let's say 3/4 of everything you read right now, you'll come to use it when you go to university. And then university is a whole other process with new things, but old things also. So utilize everything that you're taught right now. When you're feeling that all the effort you're putting in is not working, just keep on going, because efforts, there's no workaround, hakuna shortcut. You have to keep on applying yourself if you want to succeed in life. Does that answer you? Okay then.
Just to add on what Betty has said is consistency. Remain consistent. Are we together? You might think that you're not improving, but one day, one time, you will realize that you are doing exams and you are normally at B, and you have done everything to move to A, and you are not seeing. If you are consistent, utastuka uko A. That is when you realize, hey, kumbe my effort has paid off. It can even pay off in your final exams. Are we together? So you keep on being consistent. Learn more, be consistent. Learn on what areas which are you are not doing well. Learn more. Ni kama maths. You know maths, there's a way of solving the problems. There could be even 3 formulas of you can use to solve a problem. Is that not so? Know all those formulas. Kama ulikuwa umejua tu moja tu ndio unatumia kila siku. Know all those formulas. Because the way the question is set, you can use any of the formula as long as you arrive at the answer. Is that not so? Yes. So consistency. That is the magic here. That is the magic word here. That you are doing much, you are putting a lot of effort and you are not seeing yourself. Consistency. Be consistent. Be consistent. Just be consistent. It will pay. In the long run, it will pay. Thank you. Another? The last question? The last question?
So thank you. On behalf of my tax club members, you've talked of a college called KRA. Probably you could tell us more about it. Where is it found? 2, what kind of careers do you need to be employed here? Because are you liking this place, you people? With all these beautiful ladies and very nice place. What do you need? Like, what sort of careers get jobs around here?
KRA is almost carrying everybody. We are a big organization. Our staff base is almost 10,000 as I talk to you. And being that our staff is almost 10,000, we accommodate almost all careers. Are we together? Yeah, because we are tax collectors. And when we are tax collectors, we collect tax in all sectors. Are we together? So even a doctor can be employed here as a tax collector because they will understand that environment better. Are we together? But even if we recruit you with that, you will have to still go to our college, which is the KSRA, the Kenya College of Tax Administration. The courses which are there are customs management and tax administration. This can be done at certificate level, diploma level, and postgraduate level. There are people who come right from the high school and do these courses. There are also people who come from college, university, or other colleges and do these courses. But in KRA, if I look at KRA, because I work in human resource, we accommodate almost everybody. If you've done ICT, that is computer science, we need data specialists in this place. We need developers in this place. We need analysts in this place. We need technicians. We need cyber security. We need network. We need almost everybody here. You come to HR. We need people who are training specialists, like where I am. Our duty is to train staff. Our duty is to manage interns and attachees. So all these young ladies you see with me here, that is what they do. That is where that is the work they do on a daily-to-day basis. In HR alone, there are people who are just dealing with disciplinary issues, welfare issues. You go to compensation and benefits. Those are the people who pay us. Those are the people who write letters to the bank if you want a loan. Those are the people who ensure that you are taxed. Those are people who ensure that your pay slip can help you move around. So we need everybody. We need everybody. When we are recruiting for tax collectors, we don't even look at you. We only look, if we say first degree, we take first degree. Then you have to train, we have to train you all. You take yourself to our college. The Kessler is our college. So, and learn tax and now be a specialist in tax. Are we together? We have everybody in this place. We have support department. We have even legal department with very many staff employed in legal department. These are people who have done law. Are we together? We have marketing and communication. They are the people who have arranged this. They are the people who ensure that our communication is well read outside there. They are the people who shape up the strategies for communication and marketing in this place. Even journalists. We have even a TV station in our organization here. They are the people who ensure that it is working. And even what we are doing now here will be in the news. Are we together? So KRA can accommodate all careers. The only thing I can assure you is make sure you are the best. If you want to be here, make sure you are the best. Because KRA goes for the best talent. We want the best for ourselves. So make sure you are good in class, you do your course well, you are among the top best, because I did some analysis myself. And I was asking myself, why are these people who normally become number 1 in class 8, form 4? I have quite a good number of them here. I did analysis and I realized that I know around 6 of them. So KRA gets the top. So the best thing is to work hard and be among the best. Because tukitaka kuchagua nyinyi vizuri tunaweka kwa aptitude test. Mnafanya mtihani kwanza. Halafu wale wamepita ndio wanakuja the next interview. So you must work hard. Make sure that you are among the best. Tunaelewana? KRA is a top organization. If you are in this government, this Kenya as a country, one of the best employers in Kenya is Kenya Revenue Authority. Tunaelewana? So work hard if you want to be here. Make sure you are the best. So you have time, you can still organize yourself and become the best. Any other final comment? Any other final comment? Maybe a comment from one of you, the students, about the talk. One of you just come. Me, I need mentoring people. Come. We must mentor you people, so we give you an opportunity to talk before these people. Hivi ndio watu wanaendanga. Utapata huyo kijana atakuwa ameenda tu hivi.
Good morning. I didn't have comments, but I had a question.
Yes.
So, Betty, right? You talked about 3/4 of what we study in high school will be applied in university. Now, personally, after I finished class 8, I formatted everything. So I thought high school would be, everything would be different. I would learn new things. So how can you advise us so that after we finish high school, we don't format everything we learn because we are going to apply it in high school or in university, and it's going to be hard because you realize people like some go for April intakes or September intake. Now that period, because it's hard to find someone studying again after they finish high school. How do you maintain that momentum so that you don't forget whatever you studied in high school?
Well, about momentum, not a lie. I will not lie to you. you will forget. Because the period between the minute you finish the ukimaliza tu KCSE hivi unasahau. I don't know what happens. It's a weird phenomenon that happens to everyone. We finish the exams, then we forget what we just did. I think ni kuchoka. But for what I can advise, for example, for me, when I got to university and then I did HR, there was a unit for business. And God helped me, Miss Kufanya Business High School. So the help I got was my classmates, the short notes that your teachers tell you to take. You do short notes, right? So no, these are short notes. Keep them. If you know you're going to do something related to sciences, do very good short notes and keep them very safely. Usichome. Sisi tulichoma vitabu, it's very wrong. Usichome vitabu, usichome tu short notes, keep those ones. Zenye unajua utatumia. English is a lie. Biology, chemistry, business. Those two core subjects. Just do very good short notes, because me telling you that you will have a momentum after. Now there's quite a long period after you finish, you get results, muitwe shule, dispute shule, then mwende shule. That's a very long period for you to actually keep what you learned in a period where everybody wants to forget, which is weird. So just do very good, accurate short notes. Keep them. If you feel like what you're choosing it's going to be useful. So kama unajua kuna kitu yenye unafanya, basically keep business ones. Unakujanga unapata business in the weirdest of courses. Like my friend is doing computing, but kuna business. So keep those short notes. And then mchague shule vizuri. Don't just pick anything because you're told. Pick something that you want to do, so that when you go there, at least uko na sai. Kusiboeke, people drop out at a very high rate, which is not right. So just pick something that you're sure ukiitwa utaenda na uifanye vizuri. Does that answer you? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The duration is big, like the guy is saying. It's a big duration, but now keep yourself busy in a meaningful thing. At that particular time, you just need to create something meaningful. Are we together? Me, I can remember at that particular point, I read so many storybooks, maybe over 100, and we were in our network, so we were exchanging books and reading. Because you are at home, there is nothing you are doing. Do something meaningful. Some people were doing computer courses, which no longer applies now because you are being taught these things in high school. Sindio? Yes, but do something meaningful. Tafadhali. Thank you so much. I hope you have picked something. You have something you have picked from our story. The story was a bit long. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cleaver. I'd like 3 Baricho claps for Mr. Cleaver. And I'd like to inform everyone here that we are live on KRA TV. Did you guys know that we have TV? It's actually online, like web-based TV, where we get to inform you on matters concerning tax. So during the holidays, when you get time, go to Google and look for KRA TV. You can get information. There are other tax clubs that we've gotten to interview. Yes, and I'd like to welcome Mr. Nicholas. 3 Baricho claps. He has a talk for you.
Thank you very much, Madam. My name is Nicholas Kimutai. I'm from a department called Intelligence, Strategic Operations, Investigations, and Enforcement. So with me, I have my colleague. I would like him to introduce himself. Just say your name.
Niaje vijana. So my name is Steven Omala, together with Nicholas. we work in an education and policy compliance in one of our departments called ISO and E. Thank you.
So welcome to KRA. This is the best place to be. And I'd like to know, before as we connect this one, from Chris ni wangapi hapa? Maybe by the show of your hands. That is good. From first? Yes, thank you. Now my presentation will touch on ethics and integrity and the values. In our authority in KRA, we make sure that we streamline our ethics. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema tunalainisha maadili. Kuhakikisha kwamba kila ambacho tunafanya, it is the right thing. It's okay. Is that one visible? Inaonekana? Just come and set up. So when we talk about ethics, it is all about the standard of doing the right thing. I know in your school, in your daily activities, all of us endeavor to do the right thing. So it's all about choices. You make a very good choice and you can do the right thing. I won't dwell so much on this because of time. So I've defined what is ethics. So integrity is all about adherence to moral and ethical principles that are accepted as good in a given community. Now, in your school, I know each school has got what we call the core values. And when you are learning, there is always that expectation that you acquire these values in school. And maybe in your school, madam, just one value that you have in your school, that you expect this student to learn at the end of the 4 years. Just one,
Teamwork.
Yes, teamwork. That is good. Even also in KRA here, we also encourage that one. So as tax club members, there are some values also that you also endeavor, or you make sure that when you join a club, you acquire those values. In KRA also, we have some values. And I know in your curriculum, for those of us who like literature in Farsi, those books, those set books are trying to teach you some values that you are supposed to use in your life. For example, Form 4 set book ya tamthilia ni gani yenye munasoma? Pembea ya maisha. Riwaya Josi Laeri. Hadithi fupi. And the Form 3, which one has changed? Tamthilia, sindio? Which one? Nguza Chadi. Now, in KRA, we have what we call the core values. This is what guides our day-to-day activities. And all staffs are expected, when you join KRA, you are expected to follow these values. The first one is what we call the trustworthy. So this is speaking the truth. Kila mara tunapofanya kazi, tunahitaji ukweli. Even you as a student, always learn to speak the truth. In whatever situation, even whenever you are compromised, speak the truth. I know there's this term where pastors wanasema, speak the truth and the truth will do what? Will set you free. So all our staffs, we always practice this one, trustworthy. We speak the truth, we keep our word, and we take ownership. So I encourage you also, as students also, you uphold this value of speaking the truth. I know in your curriculum, I like these storybooks that you normally do in high school. From these, kuna hii hadithi tamthilia inaitwa nini? Ngusa Jadi. Kuna mhusika anaitwa Mangwashi na Lonare. Hao wanaamua kutetea ukweli na kusema kwamba katika nchi yetu kuna ufisadi. hata anapoteswa na kupitia mateso mengi, lakini anapochaguliwa kuwa mtemi, katika hotuba yake ya kwanza anasema ya kwamba atatekeleza ukweli, na anasema ukweli ya maovu ambayo yanatendeka katika nchi hiyo. Is it so? Yes. So the next one is ethical. This is actually doing the right thing when no one is watching. As a student, hakikisha kwamba unasema unafanya the right thing. Usingoje mwalimu anakutazama and then you do the right thing. No, do the right thing when no one is watching you. And also treat others as you would expect them to treat you. Fanyia mwenzako mazuri because unatarajiwa kufanyiwa hivyo. And make decision basing on facts and take the pride in doing the right thing. So that is what I encourage you. In KRA also we encourage our staffs to do the right thing. Let me take you to your level. Itamthilia inaitwa Pembea, no, the short story inaitwa nini? Pambasuko ya Machweo. Kuna hadithi fupi hapo inaitwa Fadhila za Punda, na kuna mhusika anaitwa Lilia, si ndivyo? Yes, huyu mhusika bwanake aliamua kuuza kanisa na kuchingisha katika siasa, na alipofaulu katika siasa anaamua kuitelekeza familia yake. That is doing the wrong thing. Lakini mwishowe anapata nini? Anapata ajali. So I expect also you to learn from that story and do the right thing. Not even in school, even after your school you go to university, na hata baada ya kuachiriwa you can be employed here, you do the right thing. Also, we encourage also in our staff to be competent. We are always competent in what we do. We apply the right levels of competence and skills in executing our mandate. We understand our business, product and services, and we are always keen in finding solutions to challenges. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema kuwa na umilisi na umahiri katika matendo yako. Can I still take you back to fasihi? Because I understand. Now, tamthilia Pembea Maisha. Kuna mhusika mzee anaitwa Yona. Yona kuna mke anaitwa Sara. Yona alipokuwa mwalimu, tunaona umilisi na umahiri wake. Anaamka asubuhi na baiskeli, anaenda kufunza. Katika kufunza kwake, he is very competent in what he is doing. So, we encourage also you, ukipata nafasi, be competent. I believe that one day you will be employed in KRA or any other institution. Be competent in whatever you do when you are given an opportunity. And then next is helpful. Uwa msaada, even in school. Uwa msaada, saidiana where you are able to do. So in KRA we are helpful, tunasaidia wananchi wetu, we serve them very well, we are available when they need us. Our sisters here, sister department, from tax education, they normally work around the country, helping our taxpayers to file their returns. So meaning we are available to all our citizens whenever they need us. We are at the service of them because they are the one contributing to our running of our organization. So also we are be helpful, uwa msaada, not only in school, hata utakapofanikiwa maishani uachiriwe. Make sure you are helpful. Saidia wazazi wako. Ukikutana na mwalimu, kama kuna uwezo wa kusaidia, unaweza msaidia. I'll still take you to your level of fasihi again. Tamthilia Pembea Maisha. Kuna mhusika anaitwa Neema. Neema ni mwana wa nani? Yona na Sara. Neema akona bwana anaitwa nani? Poncho, si ndio? Neema anapopata kazi anasaidia their siblings, anawalipia karo. That is what also we expect you to do. Even our staff also huwa tunasaidia wenzetu pia. And then lastly is a simplicity. We are always straightforward and easy to understand. All our processes in KRA, we have automated. It is not a must that you will travel all day from Kerugoya to get the services here. Apparently, we have simplified our processes. You can even use your unatumia simu yako rununu kupata huduma hizo za kazi zetu. So that is all about KRA. Now, after talking about KRA as a citizen of this country, there are some values that bind us together. The President of the Republic of Kenya, through the ministries and state department agencies, expects all of us to implement what we call the national values and principle of governance. So, and we have the 17 national values in our republic. And KRA, we always implement and we uphold these national values. And even you, when you, as a student also, you must also encourage you that you practice these national values, because it is expected for all of us that we uphold these national values. So the first one is patriotism. I'll not talk about all of them because there are many. Patriotism kwa Kiswahili tunasema uzalendo. Sisi kama KRA tunapenda nchi yetu. We have a program here called Build Kenya, Buy Kenya. We always utilize the resources of our local industries. Unless we don't have that product, that is when we can import. So as tax club members, more uzalendo, you make sure that you preach this gospel of uzalendo. Encourage your friends, your parents. Let us build our local industries. Let us buy and build Kenya. Let us promote our local products. Also, national unity. If you look at the HR wako hapa, we employ everyone. We have what we normally say, KRA is an equal employer, or give everyone equal opportunity to get employed. So also we encourage you also to achana na mambo ya ukabila. Tupende kila mtu. We have devolution and power. We are available in all the country. We are available in all the counties in our Doma centers. Ukienda pale Kerugoya, yeah, we have our days of care. We are pale tunahudumia wananchi. Among other values, we also practice inclusivity in all our processes. We make sure that tunahusisha wengine whenever we are making decision. We also observe the human rights, we observe integrity, and above all, we are transparent and accountable. Uwazi na uwajibikaji. Even you also, I encourage you to be transparent in whatever you are doing. Lead by example. Be transparent in what you do. Be accountable. When you say transparent, ukiulizwa kitu, hata kama umefanya makosa, sema ukweli. Matendo yako yawe na uwazi na uwajibikie matendo yako. And lastly is what we call the sustainable development. We think about the future. As KRA, and also I encourage you also to think about the future. That is how we are using our resources. The President has encouraged us that we build more trees because we must have a sustainable environment. Ndio maana najua kuna mjadala mkubwa kuhusu mambo ya tabia nje, global warming and so on and so on. So whenever you plant a tree, maybe you will not use it, but the future generation is going to use it. So we in KRA, we practice, we implement this value of sustainable development. Even you, utakapopata nafasi ya kuachiriwa, usiseme tu I'll do whatever will benefit you. No, think also about the future. That is why parents have put more effort in you, in paying your school fees. That commitment of paying the school fees, it is not for the parent, it is for your life. So I encourage also you to do the same. Think about the future generation. If you see mtu anacheza na our environment, can you speak out? Mwambie this is wrong. Let us think about the future. I think that is all about my presentation on the national values. So I'll invite my colleague, Pana Steve Amala, to take up from there. And then maybe we'll take questions after Steve. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. You can see that Nicholas is a good teacher, man. We appreciate all of you for coming, and let me say this as to you as young people. You are the future of this country. You are the future of this country, and I trust God that when you live here, the values that you gain, you will be able to apply them in your daily living, that you will be men of integrity and values. And why is that important? Because there is no civilization that can stand, that can thrive without values. Sawa. So if there is anything you walk out of this place with, I just desire that you may purpose to be young men who will have integrity, people who will do what is right regardless of personal cost or benefit. Maybe not all of you are cut out to be employed in KRA. Some of you might be brilliant businessmen, and we need that brilliant mind for business. So just for 3 minutes, I want you to understand what is illicit trade. So illicit trade is any form of trade that infringes on the rules, the laws, the regulations, and the licenses that are in place by government regulations, taxations. Unataka kufanya biashara lakini hutaki kulipa ushuru. So kama unaleta mzigo, pengine inafaa ulipe serikali kama 5 million, lakini unataka ulipe 500,000. That is an illegal trade. But you are encouraging you people to be people of ethical values. That is the only way you will develop and build this country. Countries like China are where they are today because of values. Huko hakuna kutolerate corruption. Corruption ni kunyongwa because of where they are, because of their values. And we also desire that we may go there. So anything that goes against that kind of taxation systems, embargoes, and procedures that a country may use to protect its citizens or raise the standards of living, that is an illegal trade. Let me tell you something. When you're doing anything unethical or illegal, you are like someone who is, how can I put it, stealing from your own mother. Stealing from the very parent who takes care of you. And this happens in many forms, like counterfeit goods. Mnaonanga zile malebo zimeandikwa Nike lakini ni bandia. That is now a good example of counterfeit. Ndio? Si mnaonanga hizo matisho kwa hivyo msee akona lebo Mngaro, Adidas, lakini kusema kweli hiyo si Adidas, hata unajua hivyo, ndio? Sasa ni counterfeit ama piracy. Yani ni fake. Piracy tu ni more of ni fake. And why is it wrong? It is wrong because you are denying the person who came up with that trade what is rightfully theirs as revenue ama substandard goods. Ubaya substandard goods ni, wacha nipate example poa, dawa. Ukiletea nchi yako substandard goods kama dawa, at the end of the day, imagine mtu anakuja kununua dawa yako lakini ni dawa bandia. Unasaidia huyo mtu, unahatarisha maisha yake, si ndio? So it is wrong. And the other prohibited and restricted goods. Prohibited goods means those goods cannot be allowed into the country. For example, let me give you an example of prohibited goods. For example, you cannot like now import things like ivory. Ama kuna vitu zingine mingi ziko prohibited, like drugs. Those are prohibited goods. And restricted means they can be allowed into a country, but under supervision or by government authorization. For example, there are things that like let's say armory or weapons that can come into a country, but they're only allowed, let's say, by the army or the police or for a certain function, and then they are returned back. So any form of trade that goes against the law is an illicit trade. Young people that purpose to do the right thing for the betterment. Or example of illicit trade is smuggling. Smuggling is trying to bring something into a country illegally. You're not going through the right channels. Like you should go through our custom stations, pay the required taxes. You try and smuggle in that good. Utaki serikali ipate ushuru yake. That is what you call smuggling. So for example, I'm coming from the UK, niko na Range Rover. Na justaki kulipa ushuru, ninasema what I am bringing are household goods. Sasa imagine you container imebeba mattress, imebeba vitu za nyumba, lakini pale nimeficha nini? Nimeficha Range Rover. That is smuggling. Another form of illicit trade is counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is just kitutu fake ama piracy. Kitutu fake ama illicit manufacturing of goods. You manufacture a product. Like now we are having problem and challenges with you young people who are abusing drugs and alcohol, and it is because it is substandard alcohol, it is messing people's lives. Let me say this to you as young people. I mentor young people in church for many years, and this is what I'll tell you. As young as you are right now, as the HR expert spoke about careers, you have right now, you have your destiny in your own hands. You can become anything you want to become right now. Anything you've ever dreamt of becoming, this is the opportunity. Don't mess your life with drugs and illegal brews and alcohol. Focus on doing the right thing and build your future. Another form of illicit trade is transit fraud or dumping. This is whereby maybe we bring in goods and we are saying these goods should be going to a place like Congo or Uganda, but then tunafanya ukora and we end up having those goods being sold here. That is now we call transit fraud or dumping. Trading in prohibited and restricted goods, I have mentioned that earlier on. And another thing is what we call illicit cash flow. You people have heard about money laundering, where I acquire money in an illegal way, but then I lied that this money of mine, it is coming from something like running an hotel. You know, but it is money that is acquired in an illegal way, like through maybe selling drugs. You know, I sell drugs, but I'm lying to you that this money is coming from hotel business. That is illicit cash. And also trading small arms and light weapons. Unless you're licensed by the government, nobody should trade in arms and even have weapons unless you are licensed by the government. Another form of illicit trade is illegal logging and things like charcoal. There is this wood that is not allowed for people to trade it in this country. Mnajua inaitwaje? Any of you has an idea what's the name of that wood? Sandalwood. Yes, it is. You're not allowed to trade to trade in that in that tree. And even right now, as a country, you're not allowed to trade in charcoals, things like that. So I'll stop at that, and I trust that we'll grow to be young men who have values, who have integrity, and who will do the right thing for the sake of their motherland. That is the only way we can move this country forward, by having men and women of integrity who will do what is right, regardless of personal cost or benefit. Thank you. I'll stop at that, unless you have a question that my colleague and I will address concerning the national values, integrity, and illicit trade. Any question or concerns you want to address? Yes. We as an organization, okay, we have a division and a department that does that from our domestic taxes department. They follow up with businesses and they're able to trace that. Yes, and even when they do the audits, they'll be able to know from your bank accounts and other from other whatever, they'll be able to know that you have been avoiding taxes, and there is a legal procedure to deal with that. Thank you.
What type of punishment is given to the people who evade paying taxes?
Okay, I know, is it Brenda will be coming to take us through the taxpayer education. She will address some of those challenges. So I think I'll stop at that, and then she will continue on from there, just to let you know what happens with the issues of taxes and those who avoid taxes and all that. Thank you.
based on a symbol, which I see as a lion,
Mhm.
what does it stand for in terms of integrity or ethnicity?
Lion. I really don't know exactly what the symbol is, but if I was to pick on, if I was just to talk about the lion is the king of the jungle. Sindio? When the lion roars, every other animal knows the king is around. Sindio? Kenya Revenue Authority. It speaks of our authority as a people. Thank you. I think I'll stop at that and we'll continue on from there.
Thank you so much, Nicholas and team, for the wonderful presentation. Baricho, the claps are not full, they're not energetic. They've taken their time to just come and give you guys information. Those 3 hot Baricho claps once again. So thank you so much. I'd like to invite Brenda Mutai from Tax Education Department. Brenda.
Good morning. I am louder than all of you. Good morning.
That is much better. Let me just make quick rounds of introductions. My name is Brenda Mutai from Tax Education. I want to thank my colleagues who have gone before me for the wonderful presentations that they have done. Are you learning something? We have which from 1s, from 3s, from 4? How many from 4s do we have? All of you are from 4s? From 3s? Okay, from 2s? Do we have any from 1s here? Fantastic. Thank you. I will be taking you through an overview of KRA. So I hope that is legible for all of you. So before I begin, I also want to take a few questions. I have that you already have questions. I want to know your expectations in terms of, now that you're here in KRA, what is it that you want to know? There's a question about a line. Coincidentally, sir, this question is not coming as the first time. I think the high school students find something captivating about the line. You've had it a number of times. Thank you for your question about the lines. Now, let me get your expectations so that I can ensure that in the course of this presentation that your questions are answered. Now, very quickly, and I need somebody to help me with this microphone, I want to get your questions. So let's get to here. Please tell me your name, which firm you're from, and your question very quickly.
Okay, I'm Anthony Mololo. I'm in Form 2.
Yes, Anthony.
The question is, which is the top position you can have in the KRA?
Which is the topmost position you can have in KRA? This is Anthony Mololo. Thank you very much. Let's get another question. Do you have any other? Okay.
I'm Joshua Ken from 4. I was asking.
Joshua?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was asking which type of punishment is given to the people who evade paying of taxes.
Thank you for your question. Which type of punishment is given to the people who evade taxes? All right, Anthony and Joshua, thank you very much. I appreciate your teachers are also here. Yeah. In terms of the expectations of what it is that you'd want the students to live with, are there particular areas or matters that you want them to understand? I know these are Form 4s. They're business students, are they? Yes, let me get one question and then we come down to the teachers. Just
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm Winston.
Please speak up.
I'm Winston from
Winston, yes.
I wanted to ask
from
Form 4. I wanted to ask the various taxes and how they are collected in Kenya.
Various taxes and how?
They are collected in Kenya.
And the last statement, how?
How they are collected.
How they're collected. Okay, Winston, thank you very much. Winston, I appreciate. All right, let me get to also hear from the teachers very quickly so that we can get started. The types of taxes.
Hi, I wanted to maybe know the current trends in tax correction.
The current trends.
The current trends. What is new? Like that thing of trying to employ people who will be walking around in the estate.
Again, the second statement.
How are you going to implement that thing of some agent, KRA agent going around the estate and be able to boost tax correction for KRA?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the questions, Malina. Sorry about that.
So in summary, Anthony is asking about KRA, and I have a feeling you already know which position that is.
This one. Who knows the topmost position in KRA? Najiuliza tu hapo chini. Now the first person to shoot their hand will get something. I saw which hand came first. I think it was his. All right.
Executive chairman. Executive chairman.
Executive chairman. Okay. He's executive chairman. But someone who has a contrary report. Somebody who's outspoken. Yes.
The CEO.
The CEO. Interesting answers. Any other? Executive chairman and the CEO is the chief executive officer. What are your thoughts? All right. We'll look at the KRA structure. Just keep that in mind. I will tackle it as we continue. So let us look at a quick overview of KRA. Today we hope to cover these areas as we do presentation. We will look at an introduction to taxation. We will look at the history of taxation. We are going to make these notes available if at all the teachers might want to share with you. So I want you to pay attention. The KRA's mission and vision. Our core values were tackled very well by my colleague, so we will just skip through that because he really took his time to explain our core values. And then you as a Kenyan, as a taxpayer, there are some rights that you have. Which rights are these? We will look at matters compliance. I like the question that came here from, is it Joshua? Yeah, about the punishments that are meted to people who evade paying taxes. In fact, that is the next topic about effects of tax evasion. And then we will look at the KRA organizational structure. And Anthony was asking about the topmost person in KRA. That is the KRA organizational structure. So I'll try and move as fast as possible. Sitaki kuwachosha, si ndio? Yes. Kindly let's stand up.
Aya, let's stretch. Mikono zote juu. Aya, to our right. To our left. Aya, mbele. Nyuma mnaweza. Aya, hands akimbo, hands straight. And then akimbo also. Then you can move to side to side. Aya, you can have us.
Did we mention that there is tea and some good snacks after this? So very brief. Let's look at what is tax. So Kenyans, like other human beings, are orderly animals and elect a government to take care of their basic needs. Government levies
a charge on goods, services, and earnings, then pools the resources to provide services like health, education, and infrastructure. And then there is no government in the world that can run its economy successfully without a sufficient and efficient taxation system. Now, there's a guy called Oliver Holmes, and he said that taxes are what we pay for a civilized society. In Kenya, taxation has played a key role in defining national development since 1963. Just up to there. And I already am going to the history of KRA. Every government, we have the Kenyan government. The Kenyan government has different ministries. Now, how is the government funded? How is the country funded? It is funded through taxes, the taxes that we pay as Kenyans. Now, that is the history of taxation from way back in Egypt, where the Pharaoh collected levies. It didn't just begin with us here in KRA. It began way, way back. Now, in the Bible, we have heard the story of Joseph, if you do CRE, about just when there was about to be a famine in that country. Do you remember? And Joseph was then the person in charge. And he instructed that people collect a percentage and give it to Pharaoh so that there could be food available in that particular country. And as you can see, even Muslims, at the end of the year, they are meant to give part of their profits to the poor. We are here to talk about KRA. KRA was established in the year 1995. How many were born then? Okay, just one or two of you. Okay. It was established by an act of parliament. Yeah. That is according to the Kenya Revenue Authority Act, Chapter 469 of the laws of Kenya. You have come to learn, isn't it? If you are asked where did KRA originate from, we had a beginning. We began in 1995 through an act of parliament. Now, this is the constitution of KRA. We have those various departments that are listed there. And you can see we have all the way from number 1 to 30. I don't know which department you have heard of. You might be familiar with the domestic taxes department. Have you heard of customs and border control? Those are the two topmost departments here in the authority. That is domestic taxes and customs. Then we have others in that I will tackle when we are talking about the KRA corporate structure. But you see, there's a question that was talking about how KRA deals with those that evade taxes, or how do we find them out? I think it was it Josh? What was your name? Trevor. Yes, we have departments that deal with that. You see, intelligence and strategic operations. So we have that department that deals with such matters. They do the intelligence for us. So that's how we get to find out some of these people that evade taxes. We have very many departments. I don't know whether you knew that we have a legal department. Coordination. Look at the vast professions that are available here in KRA. It's not only tax collectors, as you can see. We also have people dealing with marketing and communication. We have internal auditors, future auditors who are here. We have number 5, what we call strategy, innovation, and risk management. In short, we call that department CIRIM. Yeah. We have the likes of corporate accounts management. I just want you to have an overview of the various departments that are available in KRA. So various challenges arose from this setup, such as high administrative costs, duplication of efforts and roles, difficulties in enforcement and audit due to existence of separate. This created a demand for a sufficient tax system, calling for reforms. Such considerations led to the establishment of the Kenya Revenue Authority through an Act of Parliament, Chapter 469 of the Laws of Kenya, that was on 1st of July 5. KRA, as government's sole revenue collecting agency, is mandated to assess, collect, and account for all tax revenues, thereafter remitting the same to the Central Bank of Kenya, also known as taxes. Do we keep the money here? Do you think we have some safes around here at TimesTower where we have stashed taxes that we have collected from Kenyans? Do we take that money to the Exchequer, just across the road? I don't know whether you saw where the Central Bank of Kenya is. Have you seen? Yes. And then KRA has a board of directors consisting of both public and private sector experts who institute policy decisions that drive the management of the authority. So that is the structure of KRA. Maybe let me just mention this quickly. KRA has a board of directors. The person who is in charge of this board is the chairman. This was mentioned by who? The gentleman here who mentioned about the board. And then we have the board. And then immediately under the board, we have the Commissioner General. Okay? We have the Commissioner General. Under the Commissioner General, we have commissioners, different commissioners in various departments. For example, like domestic taxes, customs, they are all led by commissioners. Under the commissioners, if you're drawing the tree, we have who we call deputy commissioners. Okay? Under the deputy, I'm giving you the hierarchy. Under the deputy commissioners, we have what we call chief managers. Under the chief managers, we have managers. Under the managers, we have under the managers, we have assistant managers. Okay? Under the assistant managers, we have the supervisors and then the officers. So if you were to draw a tree, you would begin from the officer. In fact, we have support officers. Then we get to the officers. All the way up to the Commissioner General, to the board. That board is led by a chairman. All right. Look at this. The chairperson of the board is appointed by the president. Okay? While the Commissioner General is appointed by the Cabinet Secretary of Finance after a thorough interview and vetting process. As it is currently. Do you know who is the current acting Commissioner General at KRA? Anybody who has an idea? I have noted the first person to get it right. I'll take the other person so that both of you will get something. Who is the current acting Commissioner General in KRA?
File returns yaku.
Wachire ku file returns chao.
Mara wa file cho returns.
Ndirenda uririkane ku file niguo tikagie penalty.
The correct answer. Anyone else who wants to give it a shot? It's not a he, it's a lady. She's called, what's her name? I'll keep you in suspense and mention it at the end of the day. She's the acting Commissioner General. And the interviews, the process has already begun. So as it is, as the authority, we are waiting for the appointment of the next Commissioner General. Now, KRA is subdivided into very many regions. Let me just tell you. She's called Commissioner General Rispa Simiyu. Now, these are the regions in KRA. You are at TimesTower, but KRA has visibility across the entire country. Tuko North Rift region. Which region are you from, Baricho? Where? Central. Yes, you can see KRA is also at Central region. We are also at Northern, Nairobi, Southern, and Western region. Now we only have one mandate. What is our mandate? Tax collectors. We collect taxes. But look at this. Our mandate is one, but it's subdivided into three. One is to assess all taxes due from an individual or corporate body. So we do assessment. Number two, we collect all. But this money does not come to KRA. Like we said, it is paid where? To? Through designated banks. We even have M-Pesa now. Kitambo ilikuwa two banks peke yake, lakini saizi people can actually make payment very quickly through the phone. I'll be mentioning, you do not really have to have the internet to pay. You can use a USSD code. It is called. To try that, you can actually see KRA is available on USSD. So that day that you'll have built your rental houses or you'll have opened your businesses, and you want to pay your taxes, you can simply go to your phone. But I know we are going to upgrade. We are moving with the times. Let's look at the third thing that KRA is mandated to do is to collected by publicly declaring the given target and the collected amount. Quick question, Baricho, let me ask you. Have you heard of something called a financial year and a calendar year? What's the difference? Quickly. Yes, what's the difference? Calendar years from January to December, yes, and? Yes. When does it normally begin? It begins at a specific month in the year. Which month is it? I see a question. Yes. Exactly. Thank you. You are right. Our financial year begins from July 1st and goes all the way to the next year, June. Say the financial year, for example, the one that we are currently in is coming to an end. Yeah? We are in the financial year. Which year is this? 2023, isn't it? So we are coming to the end of the financial year 2022-2023. And the next financial year, which will be 2023-2024. Thank you very much. So, financial year with a target. We know this is the March that. And then at the end of that financial year, we give a report and we say as Kenya Revenue Authority, this is the March that we have. Anything about our targets? Do they know our targets? Okay. Mtatoka hapa mkijua targets ya KRA, si ndio? Thank you. We will talk about the targets shortly. And we were tasked to collect for the financial year 2022-2023. We only have a month to go before the end of this financial year. So there is our vision and our mission and our theme. Our vision is a globally trusted revenue agency facilitating tax and customs compliance. Remember me telling you, can see tax, that is DTD, and customs. So that's our two key focus areas. And then our mission is trust through facilitation to foster compliance. This is very key. Taxes, we depend on your goodwill to pay your taxes and to follow the laws that have been set in place. So ours is to. This is our theme that we are operating on this financial year. Revenue mobilization through young people, and you will see where you fit in. Data-driven decision-making, base expansion through transformation, data-driven decision-making, and tax-based expansion. See, the Revenue Authority continues to change with the times. we are depending on data. Yeah? We are depending on data. That means we are very keen on technology. Just here on this floor where we are seated, there is a section that is seated somewhere across from here. It deals with data. It's called data warehouse. Yeah? I've just given you the short form of that particular department. What they do is that they are the custodians of the information of the taxpayers in this country. So for example, if we need to know how many Kenyans have PIN, we will go to that data warehouse. If we want to know how many have filed the returns, we will go to that warehouse. If you want to know, we have a data, that's what I'm saying. Everything we have is now technological, as based on technological advancements. And then tax-based, simnenda kumaliza, you'll be applying for your IDs very soon. And God willing, you'll join institutions of higher learning, the universities and the TVET institutions. Now, when you make those applications, and perhaps you have to apply, for instance, for the loans. I want to summarize. I don't want to go through all this. I think this one you had done with my... these are our core values. You have rights, and I will summarize because I want to talk about taxation and the rights of taxation, and I'm happy that you have pens because I want us to do just a very short calculation. Imagine that you are earning a certain amount of money so that you need to know how much taxes you would be paying. Now look at your rights. You as a taxpayer, you have various you have a right to question us, so that's why we really appreciate the questions that are coming. And then you are presumed honest. It's just like court law. You are presumed honest unless there's evidence to the contrary. And then you have a right to privacy and confidentiality. Remember, I said that the moment you have applied for a PIN, KRA has access to your details, but you have that right for confidentiality. And then also identification. If a person comes to you purporting to be from the Revenue Authority, and we have actually made it very simple. You can use that *572 hash. Even now, for those of you who want to check even my details, it's possible. You dial *572 hash. This will be important even for your people come purporting to be from KRA. You can ask them to confirm. *572 hash. For those to show you quickly how it works. And then let's go to number 5, inquiries. I hope you're together. And then the number 1 is verify KRA staff. You can verify KRA staff. So let me give you my staff number. So if you were to verify my number, it would number. I don't know whether to give you my ID number. All right, 25511 858. All right, that is 25511 858. What did it tell you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. In the Nairobi region. Now you see how you confirm that somebody is a KRA staff. You use this *572 hash. All the details are verifiable here, and we also have what we call the M-Service app. I know you are techies and you might be interested in the technology that we have. We have an app. It's called M-Service. Next time you are back home and you have access to a phone, you can go to Google Play Store or where you access your apps and just look for M-Service. All right? All right. Now let's look at compliance. This is a very important topic. KRA uses what is called self-assessment, where the taxpayer declares their obligation and pay, and they pay the taxes calculated. When we say self-assessment, we depend on you to tell us, mimi nafanya biashara ya kufanya nini? Labda unauza viatu, si ndio? So tunakutegemea we useme, nimeuza viatu kiwango fulani, this is the amount that I have. Come and declare it in the return. It's called self-assessment. Now, you are supposed to be compliant and pay your taxes willingly and honestly. But not everyone is honest. You, if you're selling and you've sold 1,000, would you declare for 1 million? Will you declare the 1 million to KRA? I can see people shaking their head. Why wouldn't you declare the 1 million? We expect you to be willing and honest. Some people, you're saying I've sold for 200,000. Some people make false declaration. Some declare what is called a nil return, like they have not sold anything yet they have sold. Others ask not to be receipted to avoid VAT. Others collect VAT but do not remit it to KRA. We are going to look at the type of taxes very soon. So, yes, this is what I want to talk about first before we look at the different taxes. I've talked about people clear, but you fail to understand that country across the world, they depend on taxes for this, for education. Are you benefiting in your school in terms of education, in terms of medical services, in terms of infrastructure? Mumeangalia barabara zenye mmekuja nazo? In terms of rural electrification, do you have electricity? Shags, mkona stima? Look at youth fund, women fund, things to do with security, agricultural subsidies kama fertilizer ile nye bei imeshikishwa. Now, sovereign pride, when to continually depend on donor aid. We normally have a slogan here in KRA. Tunasema kulipa ushuru, tulipe ushuru, tujitegeme. And you know it's true. That is the ideal, that when we pay our taxes, we ought to be in a position to depend on ourselves. However, now, look at those people that evade taxes. You know, when you evade tax, it means that you will only leave a very small percentage of people paying taxes. Sijui kama mnafanyanga discussions. Nakuanga na joyriders kwa hiyo discussions zenu. Unaona watu wanacheka tu, mnajijua? When you're doing your discussions, alafu labda mnafaa kuandika majina zenu kwa hiyo discussions, na kuna mtu hajachangia kitu kabisa kabisa, lakini anataka bado kupata marks. These joyriders, heavy, when you don't do your part, there will be a heavy burden for financing the government. It means a few people will be the ones who are financing what? Government. And then look at this. Reduced pace of development due to, you know, where KRA is currently focusing on is a sector called the MSMEs, the micro and small and medium enterprises. Tukisema MSMEs, zile jina tumezoea kusema sana biashara yoyote ile ndogo. Kama uko na duka yako hapo, unauza sukari yako, chumvi yako hapo, uko kwa MSME. Kama uko hapo unafanya biashara gani? Which jobs have you seen around where you live or even in your school? Types of businesses. Unauza maziwa na mkate hapo asubuhi na mayai, ama unauza nguo huko za Gikomba. Whatever business, every person has to or do their part in payment of taxes. And we are going to look at the rates of tax, even for the MSMEs. And then lastly, we look at there is a lack of sovereign pride because itabidi tutegeme donors for the payment of taxes. So let me go back to taxes up here. And just to answer the question of the gentleman who was asking about the consequences of the tax evaders, we have laws that have been put in place under KRA. We function using the law. You see, the way Kenya has a constitution, so KRA is guided by laws. One of the laws, let me give you an example. It's called the Tax Procedures Act. That law, what it does, this is just one among the many laws available. It gives you the penalties and what should be done if you fail to do things like, for example, file your returns. If you fail to file or if you fail to pay the prescribed penalties. Let me give you an example. If you have a PIN and you fail to file your returns, a penalty worth 2,000 shillings every year. So the repercussions are contained in our tax laws. Staki kuona so much details, but I'm giving you an example so that you learn. Anytime you don't follow what is put down, there are repercussions. Niko karibu kumaliza. Just give me a few minutes of your time. I'm almost done. Filing of returns. So, let's do a quick hesabu. Taxpayers are supposed to file their returns. Which tax obligations do you know? There is one here, VAT. And VAT, normally people file for it by the 20th day. When is today? 15th. So Kenyans, wherever they are working on their VAT return. Some of them have already filed. Why? Because they are watching that date, 20th. Why? Because ikifika to 20th of EV, penalties. Are we together? They're going to get penalties. So apart from VAT, which other taxes have you heard about? Here we call them tax obligations. Apart from VAT, which ones have you ever heard about? Yes, let me get to one for every row. Let me start from the very back. There's a gentleman with specs like me who's raised his hands. What's your name and which tax is this?
Alex Mbatia. Yes.
Yes.
Import duty.
Import. Here. Next. Let's go to the next one. Take one of them. Yes. Quickly, just tell me your name and the tax.
Lawrence Joshua.
Your name is?
Lawrence Joshua.
Lawrence, yes.
Yeah. Pay as you earn.
Pay as you earn. Okay. Lawrence, pay as you earn. Next. Hapo ni kama hawana kitu ya kusema. Let's go to the next line. Alex and Joshua, thank you. Customs duty.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Lewis Chege. Lewis Chege.
Okay, Lewis, thank you. Customs duty. Next.
Trevor.
Trevor, yes, Trevor.
Fuel levies.
Fuel levies.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Trevor. Trevor, fuel levies.
Jackson.
Yes, Jackson.
Turnover tax.
Turnover tax. You know about turnover tax?
Victor.
Yes, Victor.
Inheritance tax.
Inheritance tax.
Yes.
That is interesting. What is inheritance tax? No, just tell me what you think it is. It is?
Okay, it's a tax.
There's no wrong answer. Sema tu.
Okay, tax charged when maybe you get your inheritance.
You get inheritance?
Through maybe a legal process or something.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you. That is interesting. I just want to quickly just clarify. And why are you wearing these coats that have yellow here? You guys are cops. No, cops. They are the cops here. They are the prefects. What's the difference between your codes? I'm asking. It's a genuine question. It's because you are prefect. Oh, you're prefect. Oh, those are very nice codes, by the way. So let me answer your question. When you say inheritance tax does not really exist, but you're talking about inheritance of property, like land. Like somebody gets a land from their father and they inherit it. Yeah? There's when you're talking about property, look at the different taxes that are applicable to property. For example, if it is just a piece of land, yeah, then you might want to start thinking about things like capital gains. It's called CGT, capital gains tax. Capital gains. God will bless you. Say amen. Amen. And you will buy property. So when you buy property, laws that are currently existing, when you want to sell that property and it is over 3 million shillings, yeah? The cost of purchase, cost of improvement of the property, you reduce it, yeah? You want to arrive at a net, yeah? That net, you will subject it to what is called capital gains tax, which is 15% of the net. So if you bought a property for 15 million, yeah? So you'll do the subtraction, that's 12 million. And then you adjust, you remove other things, maybe lawyer fees, maybe etc, etc. And maybe that amount comes down to 10 million. So that 10 million is what you will do, 15% of that 10 million to get the capital gains tax. Are we together? Yes. And then, still we are talking about property. There is what we call, perhaps you inherited property. In that rental house, you'd want to start thinking about what is called tax. It's called monthly rental in M. As long as the kind of rent that the tenants are paying is equivalent to 24,000 and above. Are we together? 24,000 shillings and above. This is cumulatively. So labda uko na nyumba moja hapa, ingine hapo. Out of those houses, if you're getting 24,000 shillings and above, then you pay what is called MRI. That is monthly rental income. MRI is charged at a flat rate of 10%. So let me give an example. If the rent that you're getting is 30,000, how much will you pay in tax in terms of MRI? Quick. Thank you, 3,000. This one, you don't factor in expenses. You don't say nililipa caretaker, nikalipa maji, nikalipa stima. No. MRI is a flat rate on the gross. So if the gross is 30,000, then the amount of MRI tax that you're paying is what? 3,000. Are we together? So that is how you think about in terms of property and land. Now that we are talking about this property and land, I like the feedback that I've gotten from various people like Akina Lawrence, right? And you mentioned something to do with import duty, and another person said customs duty. Now, said that KRA is a domestic tax duty. So let's start with customs. Is actually just a function of customs. Yeah? Customs, sorry about that. When you look at customs, how they do their computation, for example, you want to import your vehicle, or in the future, say amen. See, I'm prophesying into your future. So you will drive that car, I don't know which one you like. So when you are importing this vehicle and it's coming, you will look at the value of the vehicle. Which vehicle, which models? Do we know? Give me an example. A what? A V8? Si Subaru boys? Hakuna watu wa Subaru hapa. All right. Okay. Let's say it's that V8, for example. That's the rate in which these guys are going to be operating. V8. Look at the value of that. If it was a, for example, that you're getting from Germany, like a BMW or a Volkswagen, for example, and let's say the value of this vehicle is what? 5 million, 10 million. Now, when you're calculating import duty, there are things that are factored in, factored to just calculate the amount of taxes that are going to be applicable. And you don't have to strain yourself to crack, because it's been simplified in our website. We have a very beautiful website that has simplified this, because many people import things. So it will actually go and calculate for you the amount of customs duty that you will pay. We look at the value of the car. We look at the import duty. Yeah, the percentages are there. Now, in calculating this import duty, there are particular things that we look at, like what we call VAT, like what we call, have you ever heard of excise duty? Some people say exercise. It's not exercise, it is fuel levy. I don't want to talk about fuel. There's what we call road development levy, RDL. So they're just percentages that are put down so that at the end of the taxes, ifika wapi? Mombasa. Now the import duty that is going to be paid will be a summation of all this. We are not in a very practical class. We would have done a demonstration. Learn very keen details. I'm just using this as an example. So that is one side. It's called the customs duty. Now let's look at this other side. It's called domestic taxes, and I think that's where your emphasis is at. Domestic taxes, just like the word is saying, domestic taxes. Under domestic taxes, we have two broad categories. Of course, we have other levies, like you said, like fuel levy, etc., etc. But there are two broad categories. One, and for those that are praying for me, please say amen and just put your head up. Thank you for those prayers. Now, I'm about done, and I want us to do a calculation when you're finished. There's what is called income tax, okay? One of you told me pay as you earn. Was that Lawrence Joshua? Yeah? He said pay as you earn. Pay as you earn. There are several types of income tax. The monthly rental income that I'm talking to you about is a type of income tax. The capital gains tax that I have talked to you about is a type of income. Which other types do we have? We have, for example, let me add. You see these people, yeah? They normally pay what is called advance tax. Advance tax. It's for vehicles. Two types of vehicles that carry passengers and that carry luggages. Yeah. So I won't go into the nitty-gritties in terms of the details. And as I wind up, I know my time is up. The other tax that we have is value added tax, VAT. You've heard about VAT? Quickly, 1%. How do you pay VAT? How? Yeah, and raise your hands confidently. Sindio, hakuna wrong answer. Let me hear from someone. Have you spoken? Had you spoken? Let me get this guy over here. He's not said anything. Please tell me your name very quickly and just tell me how do you pay VAT?
My name is... when, like for example, you buy goods in the supermarket, there is a price which is slightly higher.
Which percentage? Which percentage? You think it is?
15.
And your colleagues are like, it is? Help him. What percentage?
3.
Just shout it. 16%.
Yes,
Thank you.
16%.
Thank you, Paul. Now you've known, huh?
Yes.
The percentages. You can pay that general rate. Then there is the rate that is applicable for fuel. Yeah, that perhaps might change soon. But it's at what rate? It's half of the 16. It's at 8 percent. And then there is a percent that is called 0%. Do you know that 0 is a percentage? Did you know? For example, you are farmers. You might be thinking you want to do international business and you want to export your products. Say amen. You'll be exporting your products. So you have your farm of avocados and you're exporting your products. Whatever you're exporting will be charged at a VAT of 0%. It makes sense when you start doing the calculation. And then lastly, there are those products that are exempt from VAT. VAT is not added to it whatsoever. Yeah? Dogo, ndio mkienda huko mungarie watu, si ndio? Inaitwa first schedule. Sema first schedule of the VAT Act 2013. First schedule of the VAT Act 2013. What you have just said is that everything that listed in the first schedule is exempt from VAT. So if you want to know what is exempt, like medical equipment, for example, you just go to the first schedule, open it and read. And you know the first schedule is available at our online. You can download it and read for yourself so that utoke hapa like you have learned something. So if you want to know what is exempt, what should not be charged VAT, you go to the first schedule. The second schedule normally just talks about that rate that I'm telling you about, 0%. Anything that is not in the first or the second schedule is taxed. VAT is included. So that is all. And I feel like I have educated you. To wind up, let's do a quick calculation. Assuming you are getting an income of 100,000. Your teacher has said that he wants to know the percentage, yeah? So this income of 100,000, we want to know how much pay as you earn, will be paid in this 100,000. Pay as you earn is suggests according to how much you are earning. And it is taxed at a rate that we call the graduated scale, meaning that there's a scale, there are different rates. Let's start. Write this rate down. So there's the first rate that is 10%. 10% is applicable to 4,000 shillings. All right. The next percent. So andika hapo, that is to the next 8,333. I hope you're together. I'm giving you the percentages. 25% is on 8,333. And then lastly, 30%. Ebu add those two, 24,000 and 8,333 gives you what? Yes, so is over and above 32,333. All right. We want to calculate how much they'll be paying in terms. On the first, Ama we do it together. So how much is times 2,400? Very good. Now let's go to the next one. So we've said 25%, 8,333. Hesabu, you guys are young. Me, I'm waiting for the answer. That has come to yes. Are we there yet? Yes. 2,000? So yes, when you amepata na when you hajapata andika hiyo. Andika 2,083.25. Aya, so lastly, what do you subject to 30%? Out of the 100,000, subtract 100,000 minus 32,000, that gives you what? Shout it. 68,000. All right, 68 times. Fanyeni tu hesabu hapa, hakuna mtu anawakimbiza. Imekuwa ngapi? Let's shout it together. 20,400. All right. Now, see, we want to know how much this person will be paying in terms of it myself. So I'm trusting your calculations. So let us add. Let's add all these three and get the totals. The total comes to what? 2,400 plus 20,083.25 plus 20,400. You will shout it very quickly. Let me give these others an opportunity also to do the hesab. Your hand. Thank you. Aya. It all together. It's 24,000. These amounts that you have calculated, that is according to the graduated scale. There are two things that I need to mention at this point when you want to get the taxes correctly or accurately. Okay, 100,000 is the gross amount, isn't it? So for us, yeah, we have salary. The entire 100,000 is not taxable, yeah, if the person is paying for pension. Wacha nirudie. You've heard about NSSF. You've heard about pension. There is what is contribution, yeah. So if you're contributing pension mwalimu today, yeah, a certain amount, either to NSSF or any other pension scheme, and let's say you're contributing an amount of 200 shillings, though I know that amount has changed, but let's just take a value of 200 shillings, yeah? So out of that 100,000, you will remove the 200 shillings to get
Fail returns, by the way.
Magancho like file and returns.
Atrere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yaku.
Wachere kwa file returns chao.
Mara wa file returns.
Ndirenda didikane ku file ni wotikagie penalty. Ogwo file umonde.
Fail returns, by the way.
Magancho like file and returns.
Atrere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yaku.
Wachere kwa file returns chao.
Mara wa file returns.
Ndirenda didikane ku file ni wotikagie penalty. Ogwo file umonde.
Fail returns, by the way.
Magancho like file and returns.
Atrere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns.
And I'm life. It reduces your taxes further because when you have insurance, together, and what a relief reduces the tax payable. Yeah. Going to see that amount, it has come to 22,800. 100,000 in terms the amount that I'll be pay as you earn. Are we together? That is putting all factors constant. We are to insurance you're contributing. That is just to give you a general. This is not only for those people. You know, people are doing a lot of work nowadays. Let me give you in Nairobi. Younger than, you look at their age, they are really young, but because they are making use of technology. For example, or they do online writing. Okay, I want to minds to make money. No, from where you're sitting, you have a responsibility to pay your taxes. Consider how much you're getting in terms of income and then consider which type of tax you need to pay. KRA is available. I am from Tax Education and I'm very honored to have. She's my boss here and we offer education to people for free, just to educate you to know which taxes you're supposed. Taxes for businesses, yeah?
Terere, mufailete returns shanyusha KRA.
Isa file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue.
Gross. Then imagine the only tax that you're supposed 130 shillings. Imagine with your income of 83,000 and you have done your they keep changing. We have and I'm done. We have in Parliament, we are waiting for it to be deliberated upon so that we know what we are going to be adopting. People know that every year the government must have what is called a so as it is when you're seated here, adopted, when it is adopted into law, it is called an act. It is called the Finance Act. So currently it's called the Finance Bill. The reason I'm saying you need to be attentive is because the rates change. See the example I've given you of turnover tax. Right now it's at 1%, but the they're saying 83,000. $1,000 will be subjected to 3. But it's very simple. I think when you're a business person, do your part. Don't wait for KRA to use the intelligence and strategic office to start doing it. Integrity and pass it down. An early stage. If you're selling your shoes there, do it within integrity. You get fleet of businesses, do it with integrity. So that even the children and come after you will know that we are a people who are always by the way. They do. Every year we have amount it is, and you have shown your honesty, you'll be rewarded. And then there's a greater rewarder. His name is God. All right, I am done. Prefect in specs, please help me with the microphone. Microphone yetu ilipotea wapi? Musieke kwa mfuko. Yes.
And the history of
Body deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file ita returns yako.
Wachire ku file returns chao.
Mara wa file chi returns.
Ndirenda uririkane ku file niguo tikagie penalty. Uguo file umuthi.
Commissioner General. Yes. By the
That's wonderful. Incoming Commissioner General. Coming in at a very interesting time to know who is the next commissioner. Seated on the floor. And over there, the last guy there, please pass the microphone to him. Please tell me your name and what you have learned, and then I will hand over back to our MC.
Form 4?
David.
Yes.
Yes, David, what have you learned?
I've learned on the benefit citizens, improving infrastructure,
yes,
and security services.
Thank you. Clap for yourself. Better clap. Let me teach. I want to hand it over back to our MC. Or there were questions? Okay. Question is straight to the point. Let's get very quickly. Okay. Some of the challenge, just want some.
Tax.
Oh, that's an awesome question. Yes, it's a good question. Tax challenges by KRA.
A question that you asked
yes.
in the beginning. You asked who is the commissioner officer.
Or
yeah.
Commissioner General.
Commissioner General.
Yes. Yeah, but thank you for the chat. Thank you. Let me take the questions very, yes, please ask.
Okay, Victor. Okay, had in a debate wisely.
Yes.
For example, house loans, how, yeah, you didn't get evade paying taxes wisely? Like,
Okay.
is it true?
Now you're bringing in an interesting concept. Let me start answering from here, and I'm hoping this is the last question. There is what is called tax evasion, avoidance, which is legal, and it is used by people in the as a way to minimize taxes that are paid by their clients. Yeah. So it is one is illegal, but the other one is legal. You as a taxpayer, yeah, you should not be caught evading tax, which is illegal. In this sense, if you're talking about rent, and if you build your rentals and already you're getting an income that is over 20 by yourself, yeah, to start paying what? Monthly rental income. Declare on every month, and you side. And then perhaps some of you that will etc etc not illegal. Yes. Yes, Hassan has asked a question about exempt tax from paying tax. That's raised. I've never heard your voice.
Oh, in the
for that response. Now, yes, thank you for your questions. When obligation, if you're a person get kit, okay, by the National Council for Now, with that exemption certificate, that is what if you're employed, for example.
penalty. Ugo fire umonde.
File returns, by the way.
Magansho like file and returns.
It's in the second schedule. So if you want to know these people that are considered privileged, you just go to the second schedule of the VAT Act and you look at their details there. In terms of income tax, those that are exempted, for example, if you talk about, have you heard about withholding tax? Yeah? You've heard about withholding tax. So for example, you, if you have turnover tax, if you're doing business, you, if you have withholding, this is what I'm trying to say. If you have one category of the tax obligation, you might be exempt from the other category of the tax obligation. If you're paying turnover tax, then it is exempt for people with withholding taxes. Hassan, you're understanding me? Because people with withholding taxes, for example, are people who give out services, professional auditor, you might even be a contractor, etc., etc. And this service that you give, when the people that you're giving the services, when they are paying you, they retain a small percentage and give it to KRA. Normally it's 5%, depending on the service. Or if you're a contractor, if it's contractual, they retain 3%. So you, if you're paying withholding taxes, then here you're exempted from what? Turnover tax. Yeah? So that is just a way to answer your question. But thank you, that's a relevant question. I want to finish with what was his name? The gentleman who asked me about challenges. Where are you? You said your name was? Alan. Alan. I almost said Laban. I had an L somewhere. Alan. Yes, we have a myriad of challenges even as we finish. Some of our challenges, like we said, are from taxpayers who, we depend on self-assessment. Your honesty. Self-assessment. So in terms of honesty, to declare your taxes, those are some of the challenges that we have had. But KRA has now found mitigation measures. For example, let me talk about VAT. VAT, do you know that we have a system now that is currently in place for VAT? You used to know the ETR machine. Have you heard about something called e-Teams? Teams? Yes? No? Okay. Know that we have what is called the Electronic Tax Invoice Management System. This is a software that is downloaded into a device. Can be your mobile phone, can be your laptop, can be your, what is it called? Tablet, etc. That is now used to relay information to KRA real time when you're transacting. What you just need to have is internet access, so that we avoid these misdeclarations. You remember the list that we read here about the challenges that we find? Misdeclaration, underdeclaration. So this is helping us now to mitigate by getting real-time information. For example, when you're going to that supermarket, when it's back to school season, and you're going to buy that shoe polish, you're going to buy that biro and those books, at the point when you've been sold to at the supermarket, that information at the supermarket is relayed back to who? To us at the authority, real time. So meaning, you will not have an opportunity when you're filing your VAT returns. We said it is done by which day? By the 20th. So when you're filing your returns before the 20th, or KRA will already have your details, yeah, with us. And I beg to stop there in the explanation. I know we can go on and on, but I hope you have learned a thing or two. You have learned something? You have learned something, yeah? All right, allow me to hand over the program now back to our moderator. Please appreciate her as she comes.
Thank you so much, Brenda. We've learned a lot. It has been an interesting presentation. I'd like to now welcome our Chief Manager, Madam Jacinta, for closing remarks. Kindly. For Baricho clubs.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, you look dull. What's up? Jan. In my previous life, I was a mathematics teacher, and I knew the worst class to have is the last class to lunch. And especially if you're asking people to find X. They would start looking for X in the lockers. Spoons will start dropping. And it was Nikubaya, Cindy. So I'll not keep you for long because I know that. What I want to do, I want to just do two things. I want to thank you for coming, and I want to do the closing remarks. But before I do that, I would want to welcome your teachers if they have anything to say. Then I will say what I need to say in like 2 minutes. So, Mwalimu.
Good afternoon. I want to take this of Baricho Boys High School. With the blessings of our principal, we came this morning not thinking that you had prepared this much. I want to say that from where I sit, we have really learned a lot. At the beginning, I said this club is very new. We just started before COVID, and then COVID came. And now I want to believe that they are feeling the benefits of being in Tax Club, right? Yes. So feel very appreciated from the patron's desk. We feel that it was a real privilege to be hosted in this place. So thank you very much to our facilitators. We feel honored. We feel like we are the national school we are. Yeah, that's right? Yes. So I'd like to welcome somebody to lead with a very good clap for all those speakers that were here. Very good clap, not just Baricho clap, one that is even full of flowers. Chairman, who do you think can do the best before we give the executive manager to come? Evans, the chairman has trust that you can give us a very good appreciation to these people. So feel appreciated. We will take very good news to our principal that you are really welcomed in a very special way. Thank you very much for this.
So let's have the 844 system. It's going to end, so we are one of the last, so we may use the CBC clubs. So 3 CBC clubs. 1. Oh, you don't know? Okay, let me show you. So we'll just start from 5, we go downwards to 1. So 1. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. To your principal, please take the message that we are happy to receive you. And if she or he would want to see what transpired, this event was covered live on KRA TV, so you can play and see everything that happened. So you just need the link, log in to KRA website, and go to the KRA TV link. Then you will see the event, and you can briefly show them what happened. So thank you for coming. Thank you for running the Tax Club. No, I'm told it's on YouTube. Okay, on KRA YouTube, so you will find it there. You can get the link from Margaret. She will show you where it is. So thank you very much for coming. We always appreciate when our tax clubs visit, because they come here and we share a piece of what we do. I hope you've learned a lot. I can see some of you are missing their badges, so don't go home without a badge. If you don't have one, please ensure that Margaret gives you a badge, because that is our identity as tax clubs. Isn't that good news? Yes. Finally, I would want you to continue making Baricho Boys Tax Club very active. You know, we have over 10,000 schools in the country, and if you are not shining with something, we will not notice you, we will not invite you here, we will not invite you for other good things when they happen. So, Chairman, please make this club shine. We don't want to just have another club that no one knows about, no one hears about. It's just a club. So make it shine, make it active. Let it be the club of choice that everyone wants to join. So with those remarks, I want to bring this meeting to an end. My name is Jacinta Mulwa. I'm the head of tax education, and it's always my pleasure to host you and to support you, to ensure that we spread the tax education message to your peers, to your neighboring schools, and to everyone else who cares to listen. Tulipe ushuru? Tulipe ushuru? Thank you very much and have a good afternoon. I pass it back to the MC for the next direction.
Yangu ni machache. I don't want to take a lot of time because I know some of you are bored or tired or hungry. But I'll just like to tell you thank you so much for the teachers from Baricho High School and Baricho boys in general. Your energy is amazing. And we started this with a word of prayer. So one student to just come and end this with a word of prayer. Chairman, nominate one. Oh, clap for him.
The everlasting Father, we come before you. We glorify your holy name and thank you because of this chance that you have granted unto us to attend the TimesTower, Jehovah Father, Lord. Thank you, Lord, because of our facilitators. Thank you, Lord, for each and every partaker who participated for the success of this event, oh God. I pray that Jehovah Father, Lord, you may be with us, that even the tax club may shine among other clubs, oh God. I want to commit our patron unto you. I want to commit all the stakeholders of this TimesTower, oh God, that you may bless all of us, Jehovah Father, Lord. Be with us in each and everything that we are going to do. This I pray in Jesus' mighty name.
Thank you so much. Very last request. We'd like to take a group photo with all of you. So I hope you don't mind if you come here at the forefront.
So boys, I want us to move quickly. There's a group that is coming in here. As you can see, they're already here. Just make your way quickly to the front here. Take a photo and let's go out. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Please move your...
File returns, by the way.
Magansho like file and returns.
Atrere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yaku.
Wachere kwa file returns chao.
Mara wa file returns.
Ndirenda uririkane ku file niwo tikagie penalty. Uguo file umundi.
File returns, by the way.
Magansho like file and returns.
Atrere. Mo file returns shanyusha KRA.
Is a file returns. Body. Deadline chiegni.
Najue. No file returns yaku.
Wachere kwa file returns chao.
Mara wa file returns.
Ndirenda uririkane ku file niwo tikagie penalty.